Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so in the last episode we had just finished, we started the Devokian. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. I haven't heard it said in-game yet. So the Devokian comes, and we did the unofficial patches and the resource mods. So we're going to continue on with other fixes. 4.3 here. Now this is where we start actually getting into stuff that might actually be visible in the game. So yeah, we'll find out. Okay, so other fixes. Auto unequip ammo. So let's go there. We need version 5. So let's go check it out. Latest version, version 5. So there you go. Let's go to the files page. And it looks like there's only one version, so let's go ahead and download that. Close that. So there we go, we got it. Go ahead and double click to install. Let's do manual install. There are no special instructions. Okay, so yeah. Let's go ahead and install. And turn it on. Okay, what we've just done here is this kind of associates ammo with a particular weapon, and then when you, like arrows with a bow and that kind of thing. And then when you unequip that bow, the ammo automatically will unequip itself as well, which is not the case in the vanilla game. Now this does have a dependency on Sky UI, which we haven't installed yet, so this could cause us issues. We'll kind of find out what happens with that. So yeah, Enchantment Reload Fix. This is just a fix to the weapon enchantments to drain more charges after the player saves and reloads the game. So it's just a fix. It's a bug fix. So let's go ahead to the files section, and let's see, we're in version 1.2. That's the version. Stop that. Sorry, version 1.2. That's the version he's asking for. So let's go ahead and download the manager. Close that page before the advertisements start to mess up my browser. And there we go. It's done. And manual, and that's all there is to it. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and install that and turn it on. Very nice. So how's our plugin numbers doing? We're up to 7. All right. The Dragon Stalking Fix, which is fixes the vanilla show of dragon corpses sometimes randomly spawning near the player when changing cells post-absorption. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab that. There's some fmod instructions that we'll get into in a second. So go to files. We want version 1.2, which this is latest version 1.2. So let's go ahead and download that with Manager. Close that. So let's go ahead and expand these fmod instructions. And I'll stick this kind of over here. Hopefully we can see it. Okay, downloads. Double click on that. There we go. Okay, so we got this whole thing coming up. Let's see. So install Dragon Stalking Fix. So it's checked. So next. Installation method. Choose an installation method. Loose files only. Advanced. All right. Next. Choose an addition of the mod to install. Loose files for Dragonborn. This one right here. Go ahead and install. And there you go. All right. It didn't install ESP. That's kind of interesting. Okay, good. Hey, the less things that install ESPs, the better, right? Okay, follower trap safety. This mod changes a few base scripts and as a result, followers of some creatures should no longer trigger traps. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and grab that. Let's go to files, and version 1.3, which is the one he's asking for. That's good. That seems like what we want. Oh, cancel. I don't want to close the entire thing. I just want to close that one tab. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and install. I'm going to manually install. There's no special instructions. Doesn't seem to be, so let's just go ahead and install that. And turn it on. Okay, let's go ahead and collapse this fmod instruction thing. So we did follow our trap safety. Let's do horns are forever, which version 1.0. Horns on Argonians will always show except on headgear that covers the entire head. So we'll just get the, we don't want their horns to fall off. So let's go ahead and install that. It's version 1.0. Make sure it downloads before I close that off. It looks like it's there. It's kind of a pain flipping back and forth between all these windows, but it is what it is. So we don't want to install the ESP. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't see an ESP. There it is. So turn that off. We just want the BSA. It doesn't seem like we should want the README either. Interesting. Did he not say anything about the README? He really didn't. Well, at the risk of doing something off book here, I'm going to turn this off. We don't need to install the README. We really just want the BSA, so let's no game data on top level. Oh, okay, that's the problem. So let's go ahead and right-click on the data, set data directory. That's the reason why stuff was coming up that I didn't want. So we don't want the ESP. Horns are forever, there you go. And hit OK. Okay, and I'm turning that on. So how are we doing here? Keep going. So you can see, guys, things are getting kind of routine at this point. Really not a lot to this. Just following the instructions. So this one we're going to place signs at all the major intersections. Fix some that were mislabeled or had the wrong direction. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, he's asking for version. Oh, he's asking for version 1.3. That's not the latest version. Because I'm looking at the 1.07. That's the one. That's 1.07. So let's go to Files. 1.07, Download with Manager. Let's just make sure that downloads. There it is. Let's turn off this thing and go ahead and install that manually. Now, I think there were some special instructions, if I remember right. No BSL, no text. Okay. So, no BSL, no text, but it does have an ESP. Interesting. I wonder why it needs an ESP. Let's turn it on. So that one actually will come in here because it does have an ESP file. So, okay, that's fine. All right, let's go with the enhanced camera. Okay, so this one, the way the vanilla game works, guys, if you go into first-person mode, you cannot see yourself. Now, you might think that's no problem, but if you look down at your feet, you won't see them. This kind of changes that so that if you look down at yourself, you can see like the rest of your body. You know, that whole deal. So we'll go ahead and install this. He's looking for version. This is version 1.3. That is the latest version. So let's go to Files, and there it is. Download with Manager. It's telling us we need SKSE, which we have, so let's go ahead and download. And it's ready, so let's go ahead and install. We'll do manual installation. He probably will be telling us to turn off the README text. Yep, that's what he's doing. That's fine, we don't need that, so hit OK. All right, now this one does not have an ESP, so we don't need, there's nothing here. That's good. Okay, moving on. Skyrim Project Optimization, version 1.6. So this improves performance and interiors without changing anything visually in the game by utilizing occlusion culling. Occlusion culling is a method by the way game engines work, and including Skyrim's game engine, is they draw everything kind of, I'm going to way oversimplify this, but it's back to front. So if you're inside, all the outside stuff gets drawn, and then all the inside stuff gets drawn, which is kind of a waste, right? You don't really need to draw all that outside stuff because you're not going to see it. But there's no real way for the engine to know that, unless you use occlusion culling, which is a method of telling the engine these walls are going to obstruct stuff behind them. Okay, and it's just a method that game users or game designers use to improve performance. Okay, now this has got a Bane installer. This should be interesting, guys, because I've done Bane installations before, but not through Mod Organizer, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work. I guess we're going to find out together. So let's see, version 1.6 full. Let's go to Files. Version 1.6 full. This one right here, looks like. Okay, it's ready. All right. Let's see if he's got any other special instructions. All right. No, not really. Okay. Well, let's find out. There we go. The Bane package installer. Now that makes it actually a lot easier. You don't have to run Wirebash. That's kind of cool. You can select options from the list below if there's packages. Okay, so we want the data. That's what he said. So go ahead and manual. And I'm going to no game data on top level. I'm going to set the data directory. That looks like it. Hit OK. And turn it on. Okay, good. Well, that makes Bane a lot easier than what I was used to. Alright, that's cool. Alright, looks good. I think we did that right. Alright, Smart Souls. Version 9. So there's a function in the game to capture souls of any enemies that you've defeated. However, they don't go into, you have to have gems to do this, right? Soul gems. A soul will enter any soul gem that it has room for, but there's different levels of this kind of thing, different levels of gems, different levels of souls. This kind of makes them go into the proper gems. That's the whole idea. Kind of simplifies that whole process. So we're going to get version 9.0, which is the latest version. Smart Souls 9.0, there it is. It's only got a manual download. Well, that's annoying. Okay, no worries. We'll download it. Hit OK. Thank you. I don't need you up anymore. And looks like it's there. Okay, good. So I'm going to go back into Skyrim Mod Organizer, and we'll hit this button, install a new mod from our archive. And we're in Downloads. Smart Souls, there it is right there. So we'll just hit open, and we'll do a manual. Okay, there you go. Let's back to this, and we do not need the README. RTF is a rich text file. We don't need that. So we'll go ahead and install that, and turn it on. Alright, how are we doing here? Looks pretty good. Interesting that it also does not have an ESP. Okay. Alright guys, how are we doing here? We're doing alright. Let me get a couple more of these in here. Actually, we got one more to do, and we're done with this section. So that's good. So the critter fixes. Okay. So, in the vanilla game, little critters like, I don't know, butterflies. I can't think of any more, but small things. Oh, fish. Fish is another one. Yeah, fish meshes. If you walked into them, you would stop because they have a collision detection on them, which is kind of ridiculous, right? So the unofficial patch team fixed that, but the way they did it apparently made the critters immune to projectiles. Well, okay. This mod fixes it so that you could still shoot them. It actually causes dead fish to bob to the surface of the water for collecting, and also fixes a problem with wings on monarch butterflies. Okay, so all that kind of sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and expand our fmod instructions. Let's go ahead and go there. And we're going to get version 1.06, which is in fact the latest version. So let's go to Files and Download Manager. Go to Downloads. It's ready. Double click on that. Okay, so here's our thing. Now let's see if they want us to do here. Close this. So, introduction, none. So, this is just showing things that it does. Interesting. But anyway, next. Monarch Wing Fix. And Pawnfish and Salmon Replacer. So there you go. We're not going to do this one. Yeah, okay. So go ahead and install. And turn it on. There you go. Okay guys, this has a dependency on Pawnfish and Salmon Replacer, which we don't have installed yet, I don't believe. And also we had a dependency up here somewhere that I think early on, Skyrim, which we don't have installed yet. We also have this bathing in Skyrim, which we don't have installed yet either. But whatever, let's see how it works. Let's run loot, make sure everything's fine. Always a good idea to run loot after a few mods, just to make sure everything is. Not that we've got a whole lot of extra stuff. We got the auto unequip animal and point the way. Let's go ahead and sort. Looks good. We don't have any errors. Hit apply. Very good. Okay, close that. Let's just check it out. See if everything's working okay. All right, and there you go, guys. A bunch of new fixes. And there you go. I can see myself. Which, you know, without that one mod, we couldn't do. You wouldn't be able to see your feet if you were doing that. So that's what that one mod was doing. Yeah, very cool. Looks like things are working okay. So very good. Let's quit out of here. Go to the desktop. Yes. Okay guys, so we'll stop here. We have finished the resource mods section all the way down to this one. So pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the progress that we're making. All the way down to user interface. So we're about to install Skyrim, which is a big one. Okay, so very good. We'll stop here and we'll pick this up in the next video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.